Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to World Asterix. Today I'm going to be starting a new series where I'm going to show you how to create this simple game using Blender and the Unity game engine. In this new series, I will show you how to create all of the 3D assets, the materials, the textures, and the programming. This series is mostly aimed for beginners, but I will be covering a few advanced topics. Not to worry though, I will explain everything step by step as I go. I'm going to assume that you already know how to do basic modeling in Blender. Alright, so first things first, we have to install the programs that we're going to need for this series. I will be copying over all of these links into the description below, just in case you need to install any of these programs. Just a fair warning, I'm going to be saying the word Unity a lot throughout this video and probably throughout the entire video series. But anyways, starting off with Unity, you have two options on how to install Unity. I recommend that you use Unity Hub for all of your Unity installations. So go ahead and click on this button on the right and continue following the instructions to finalize your installation of Unity Hub. Up next we have Blender, and we're going to need Blender to create all of our 3D assets. The link below should bring you to this page where the current release of Blender is 2.92. Make sure to select your operating system and click on the download button and follow the instructions to finish installing Blender. Once you have Unity Hub installed, open it so that we can finish installing Unity. Head over to the Installs tab and then click on the Add button in the top right. Here you will see a list of all of the official releases of Unity and also the recommended release. For this series, I will be using this recommended release of 2020.3. I can't click on it because I already have it installed, but you should be able to click on it and then click on the next button. In this next window, you can install support for other devices. I have the Android and iOS build support because I'm going to be creating apps in the future, but you can leave those unchecked if you would like. Click on the next button and you will see the Android terms and conditions, which we all know we have to read, and click on the agree button. Once you have that done, click on the done button and your installation should begin shortly thereafter. While Unity is installing, let's go ahead and start creating some of our assets. Let's start off with the cannon. Let me enable my screencast keys first so you can all see what I'm doing. I'm going to highlight all of our objects and get rid of everything. Now let's add a cylinder. Let's change the vertex count here to maybe 16. That shouldn't be enough. And you want to make sure that your object is facing the right direction. If you press the 1 key, that should bring you to the front view, and this side here will be the front of the object. So we want to rotate this cylinder 90 degrees on the x-axis. Now we can enter edit mode and get rid of this front face here. Let's go ahead and add a subdivision surface modifier. Press the I key to inset the face and scale it down. Can bring it out a little bit in the Y axis. And now it's just a matter of adding more edge loops and resizing the object a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this next section of the cannon modeling. Once we have the main body of the cannon built, we can start building the wheels. And for this, we're going to use a very similar approach. We're going to add a cylinder, but I will change the vertex count to 8. And I'm going to rotate this cylinder 90 degrees on the Y axis and scale it on the X axis until it looks something like a wheel. We might have to move it out of there a little bit. Okay. Scale it down. And now it's just a matter of scaling it and placing it wherever you would like. Once you have it placed where you want, add a mirror modifier so that we can copy the wheel over to the other side. You can add a bevel and subdivision surface modifier to make the wheels look a little bit nicer. You can make the back face of the cannon body by deleting this face, open up your search menu with F3 button, and type grid fill to fill in that face that we just deleted. Now add an edge loop around that face and move it in. Now we have one last piece of the cannon missing. Add another cylinder. 8 vertices is fine for this one. Rotate it along the y-axis 90 degrees again, and scale it down. Now scale it on the x-axis. And we want to move it over to the center of the wheels. It doesn't have to be perfect, you could just eyeball it for now. And we're going to use the same bevel and subdivision modifier trick to make it look a little bit smoother. Once that is done, click on the cannon body again and just move it up above that bar that we just created. Lastly, enter edit mode, hit the A key, and we want to move the cannon body so that the pivot point is right at the bottom. Go back to object mode and replace the cannon body back onto the bar. This will make more sense once we enter Unity and we play around with the rotation of the object. And we do this because we want the object to rotate on that bar that we just created. Gonna undo that rotation, and now just rename some of these objects. You can call them whatever you'd like, but I'm just gonna go with cannon and dash body, and so on. Once we have the wheels the way that we want them, apply the mirror modifier, enter edit mode, and hover over one of the wheels. Hit the L button. Now press P and separate by selection. Now that we have both of the wheels separated, I can name them independently. Once the cannon is done, make sure to save the file so that we can import it to Unity. Now that we have the cannon created, let's go ahead and make the crate. Once you have saved your cannon file, click on File, New, and General. It should open up a new Blender window. We're going to delete everything again, including the cube, just so that we can add the cube again. Enter edit mode. And we're going to add edge loops throughout the entire object. We want to do 2 in each direction. Alright, once we have this set up, you want to click on the face select option here, and now just click on all of those inside faces. Hit the E button, right click on your mouse, and scale inwards. And now we have our crate. We can make it look a little bit more smooth by adding the bevel modifier and the subdivision surface modifier. I think that looks pretty good for now. Same thing, make sure you save the file. And now we are done with pretty much all of the modeling for the entire game. Heading back now to Unity Hub. Once Unity is fully installed, go to your Projects tab and click New. Make sure you click on the Universal Render Pipeline. This will make sense once we start adding post-processing to our game. Rename our project to Canon Game, and make sure to save it wherever you'd like. Once that is all done, click on the Create. I'm going to skip through this next section because Unity is going to take a while to open. Once Unity opens up, there's going to be a lot going on, but not to worry. For this video, we're only going to be working on the left side of the window under the Hierarchy tab. In the Hierarchy tab, click on the example assets and then right click and select delete. We will not be needing these for our game. Now we can get rid of this too. Now with all of those extra assets gone, we need to add a platform so that the cannon and the crates can stand on. You can do this either by adding a cube or plane. For this game, I will just be adding a plane. Right click in the hierarchy, select 3D shape, and click on the plane object. Once the plane is added, we can add our assets that we just created. Click on the Assets tab, click on Import New Asset. Go to where you saved your crate and your cannon and import them into the game. And there they are, the cannon and the crate. Now we can put them into the game and they're gonna look humongous for now, but we will fix all of that soon enough. Click on the plane and head over to the Inspector tab on the right side of the window. In the transform component, you can modify the scale of the plane. So let's increase the X and Z scale by 10. And the weird thing, maybe not the weird thing, but the difference between Blender and Unity is that the Y-axis is the axis that points up and the Z is what points forward. So it can get a little bit confusing when you're changing from both of these programs. Alright, that's going to be it for today's video. Please make sure to like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. In the next video, I'm going to go over adding materials and textures and possibly add some scripts to our game and begin programming.